Welcome back, guys. Thank you for tuning in. In today's video we're gonna be taking care of my daily driver. So first thing we're gonna be doing, I'm just gonna add the brightness. So I'm gonna be changing the steering wheel, putting a T5 sport steering wheel with an R airbag. Since I also have a fully broken flasher arm, I'm going to be replacing this one and the wiper one too. I'm going to be installing a R cluster and an R cluster cover as well on the top, right over here. And I'm going to take you along the journey pretty much. Try to be as precise as possible. Try to show you as many steps as possible if someone wants to do the conversion as well. It's pretty straightforward. It's all Volvo OEM parts, so there's no modification or nothing to do. I'm also going to be changing the SAS, which is short for steering angle sensor. Mine isn't working always, so sometimes the all-wheel drive isn't enabled, so I'm going to be changing that at the same time as well. I forgot to mention the reason why I'm doing this is because my old R setup, V70 R setup, is going to be in that car. It's going to be my daily driver, so I'm manual swapping it. I already installed the Atacama interior. I already have an R bumper, R headlights also that I'm going to be installing, so I just need to paint like sand and paint the front bumper to match it. Then I'll be installing that and the headlights at the same time, and full bolt-ons as well. So hybrid turbo, 960 injectors, aeromotive fuel pump, snap front mount intercooler, all the piping and everything. And also I'm gonna be showing you guys how I'm gonna be installing the shift light, so ECU linked shift light. I already did it on my V70R, which is parked a bit over there. So I put the camera on the tripod. I'll be uninstalling everything and then installing it back. I'm gonna try to show you guys as precise as possible every single bolt, how you're supposed to take it off, the socket sizes, the torque screwdriver sizes, all of this. And since it's so compact and it's kind of hard and all together, there's not much space to actually film and do it at the same time. So I'll take it out and show you outside the car and then put it back in. I was finally able to take it out. One of these issues for the 4-spoke steering wheels, so it's either V70 and XC70 P2s. Whenever they have the 4-spoke steering wheel, which is most of the time, the problem is that instead of just putting a screwdriver in the back, which I will show you, and just squeeze the tab out on both sides, like on the V70R or S60R and normal base model S60s too, it's actually two Torx T30 that are screwed at a 45 degree angle, sorry. So you can see here, and which in this case was completely seized. So I had to obviously go with a drill very carefully. I would highly suggest, if you do have this problem, which is a common issue in these models, just punch the center of the bolt. That way it can guide you through and without damaging any of the airbag, the cables, taking any kind of risk having the airbag blowing up, or I don't know, the worst case scenario. In any case, you should always disconnect the battery. That should be the very first step. You should not come anywhere the airbag if you didn't do that first step. So I took the steering out. It was simple. It's only a single 19mm in the center. Just make sure the steering wheel is level, horizontal and locked, and then you can go ahead and unbolt it, and then you can pass the airbag cables from there. Just be careful you don't damage them if you're keeping the same SAS, which is a steering angle sensor once again. So now I'm gonna show you how you're supposed to change the flasher arms. There you go. Okay, so if it focuses, you have two small bolts, one here, one here. Same goes for the one on the other side. Just use a small flathead. Just make sure you don't strip it, they're super sensitive. Whenever you take these two, it's enough to simply slide that one completely horizontally that way. So if you look this way, you need to slide this completely that way. Do not do it at an angle or anything, because look, I'm gonna show you the actual part. If you look here, you see how the teeth are done. So it says slide in, slide out. If you do it at an angle, you can crook it just like I did on this one here. So I'm gonna make sure that one isn't, and then plug it back in. Also, I completely forgot to mention, whenever you're taking that part and that part out, so the upper one just slides up, that's it. You just squeeze it carefully so you don't break anything. And then you just make sure to unbolt the three torques that are on the lower one, and that's pretty much it. You have enough space. You can even have more space if you slide it completely up or completely take it out that way. So whenever you're taking the SAS out, you need to unbolt 1, 2, and 3 small bolts. Again, use the same flathead you used for the wiper and flasher arms. And then on the rear, you can see there's 2 different connectors with pins. Once again, super fragile. And on the side, you have a connector. So that's the new one. And here, just let me, there you go. So whenever you're taking it out, you're gonna make sure to unbolt the bolts and then to slowly wiggle it so you don't damage the pins. And then you have enough room to take the pin out, like the small connector, sorry. And that's it. You just do the reverse, the opposite, to put it back. Make sure you don't break all the connectors, one here and the other one being right over there. Last thing that we have to do would be the cluster and the the cluster cover as well. So you have 4 torque bolts here. Same goes for that. So one here, one there, same here and there. So it's the same exact thing. Once it's on the car, super easy, super straightforward. You can see the bolts right away too. It really is an easy job. I'm not gonna really record it, but I'm gonna show you the result at the end. Also forgot to say, this is an R steering wheel. Since I'm using the R airbag with a T5 Sport steering wheel, these also came on some XC90 R designs and whatnot. I need the buttons, so I'm just gonna transfer that here. It's super straightforward. 3 torque bolts and the small ground that's in the back. If you see it, there you go, that one. And that's it. It's a plug and play. Once again, everything's Volvo OEM, so there's nothing really to it. It's only a matter of unbolting, bolting, making sure everything's torqued perfectly, and you're good to go. The new steering wheel, you gotta make sure that the airbag cables are passing through that small elastic hoop right over here. Kind of hard to see unless I do that here. So that will let the cables move a bit without being completely squished down, or I don't know, have the risk to have a short in the circuit or something. And there you go, guys. So everything's installed, everything working perfectly, all the buttons, the speedo and everything. I'm super happy with the result. Next step, M66 full manual swap, full R swap for that matter. So like I told you in the beginning, hybrid turbo and everything, and shim block as usual. I'm not gonna be pushing the car too much, and it's gonna be my daily. So I hope I'm gonna be catching you guys in the next video. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe and comment. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me on Instagram. I'm gonna link both of my Instagrams down below, so feel free to reach out, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Thank you, bye bye.